Historically, low-code or no-code platforms have had a really hard time dealing with files, especially large files. Typically, they can't process them. You get like 100 megabyte limit or something like that. And also you can't store them for extended periods of time. You get like a 20, 50, 100, 200 gigabyte file storage limit. Well, today we're going to be changing all of that. Let me show you what I mean. We are in Noloco. We are just like impersonating a marketing team, I guess. And we have a product for our bike shop or something like that. We want to upload heavy files. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this open file picker. I'm going to upload some files. And after a short few seconds, they will appear over here. We can see that they've been uploaded to S3. I can also download the file. Let's download the other one. Simple as that. Clean, quick, straightforward. Most importantly, nothing has been uploaded to Airtable. As you can see, my Airtable database is simply storing the link to that file. A few quick comments before we begin. This is going to be a long tutorial. We have got like 5 things to set up. We have Airtable, Noloco, Filestack. Within Filestack, we also have S3, Amazon AWS S3 that is, and we also have make.com. Grab some popcorn. This is going to be fairly technical. If you don't want to DIY it, let us know. We'll help you out. But yeah, if you are DIYing this, strap in. All right, first things first, Airtable. And as you can see, my Airtable database is so freaking easy, almost not the point here. You could, I guess, use any database that you want, but in my case, I'm using Airtable. We have spare parts, we have uploads, just a linked table where I'm storing the file name and relating it to the spare part. I'm also storing the file URL, the S3 URL. I also have like a little status here, and that's basically it. There's not much else to Airtable. Let's get started with Noloco. Right now, I'm looking at one of the records, one of my spare parts from my spare parts table, more specifically this one. But the beauty of this whole system is that you're not hardwiring, you're not hard coding something. It's dynamic. So in other words, the one thing that you need is basically a button, and I'm using the embed module here, add an embed. Now I've created a fancy version of my button, but all you really need is a bare bones version of it. Looks like this, like the code is super straightforward. It's just a button, on click, file pick, open file picker, and that's it. It will work just fine. There's no need to like go crazy. That's basically it in terms of Noloco. There is an extra part to this that we'll get slightly later on, where we're going to be installing the custom code in the custom code section. So yeah, all you need to know is that you need this little code that I've shown you earlier. Let's now jump into Filestack, because that's really the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Time to set up Filestack, and the first step is to actually first discuss pricing, because this is one of the things that kind of confused me in the beginning, and I feel like I needed somebody to explain this. So first and foremost, the vast majority of you, and in fact vast majority of our projects, will probably just need the start plan, 69 build per month. Do I care about the Filestack storage that much? No, because we're going to be storing automatically all the files into Amazon S3, and the storage for that, the price is much cheaper. It's like 20 something bucks, I think, per terabyte per month. I don't mind. Quite a lot of storage. It's okay. We also have 20,000 upload. I'm 20,000 uploads. I'm not sure if that's per month, but it's okay. Again, I don't mind. I don't think most clients have 20,000 uploads in their lifetime, but I think that's plenty. Bandwidth, again, not something that we're dealing with, because it's the bandwidth of people viewing or downloading a file. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be storing Amazon S3 files in our database. Of course, there's a limit to how big of a file you can upload, but 1 gigabyte is plenty, I think, for most people. You can bump this up to 5 or 2, and there's plenty of good choices in terms of what you can do with generally just that account. Now, the next thing to do is to jump into Docs, jump into File Pickers, press Web, and then copy this particular script and paste it into your Noloco instance. Custom code, paste it in here. The next thing to paste in is this particular script, a copy down an inscription. If you don't want to copy what I've written here, of course, use your own API key. But if you don't want to copy what I've written here, there's not much to this script. Really, it's just a few lines. There's this webhook, and we're just going to discuss this in a sec, but the reason why this is the non-standard script that we see typically over here, there is a reason why I'm including the webhook in this script. Yes, you can use this normal script to run things. However, after a lot of testing, I've noticed that even if you get Filestack webhook notifications to work, they take forever. In other words, once you upload a file from your file picker, it will take like literally 2 minutes for it to kind of wake up and actually send the payload, pull the files and do all of that. And we're going to talk about it in a few seconds. We are using that particular script for speed. As you saw during the demo, it was like 10 seconds for something to actually show up. It's because of that script. S3 is at the core of what we're doing here. Feel free to check out the link for the tutorial that Filestack has put together about how to connect your S3 instance to Filestack. But one minor thing that wasn't mentioned in that video is a slight tweak to the bucket policy. Jump into your bucket permissions settings, just edit your permissions and add this little snippet of code. Essentially what this does is it allows for public access to the files. And that's what we want in this particular demo. You could go ahead and figure out pre-signing and all of that. For my intents and purposes, I needed this particular thing to make sure that all the files are downloadable right away. Do make sure that your Amazon S3 is properly hooked up. If I was able to do it and my settings are working beautifully, I'm sure yours will too. If you have some questions, do feel free to reach out and I'll help you out. This is the final stretch, and this is a very vital part of the whole operation. First and foremost, we create a new scenario on make.com. And by the way, if you don't know what Make is, it's this amazing automation platform. Do check out, there is an affiliate link down below and it will really help the channel if you use that. You will also get like a month's worth of a pro account and like 10,000 operations. Check it out. Start with a new scenario. Webhooks is your trigger. Grab this webhook that you will get from make.com. Don't grab mine, grab yours. Grab your webhook and jump into our little custom code section. So over here at the very bottom, you have this little part where we need to input our webhook. And as you can see, I've already inputted mine. So paste yours in. There's a few things to kind of note about this script. Essentially, it works on uploaded files. We're basically performing some callbacks. As soon as the file upload is finished, we're basically sending out a webhook. We're not waiting for Filestack to send the webhook after the fact from the Filestack GUI from the back end. We're doing it on the actual script, and it works chef's kiss. It works so well. The one other thing that I would say is over here, you can basically change the amount of max files, and there's just a ton of different options that you can, and rules in fact, that you can apply, get only certain types of files and amounts of files. There's like, the options are endless. Once you've added this webhook over here, you're good to go. Let me explain what happens in this scenario. So the payload looks something like this. We have our uploaded app, we have our page URL, which is so important because this page URL gives us the record ID, the Airtable record ID, which is magical. We want to know which record to upload these files against because we don't want to hard code anything. Remember what I was saying earlier? And we also have our list of files. And as you can see, I uploaded 2 files, and this is what they look like. There's 2 things that we need to do. First and foremost, we need to put an iterator because we want to iterate through the files, right? We want to just process one and process the other. The first step is to actually search NoLoco for that spare part, and this is what I'm doing here. Then I am creating an upload record, linking it to the spare part, bringing in my hard-coded Filestack Amazon link, and just putting in the key. The key looks something like this. File upload status is uploaded to S3, just hard-coded, and also the file name just for fun. And that's it in terms of the first part. The second part, which is a little bit more annoying because you have to delete the file from Filestack. You don't want to keep files in both places. Why do that? Since it's already uploaded to S3, there's no point in keeping it in Filestack as well. But the process is a little bit shaky. So follow along. First and foremost, we need our handle. So grab the handle, put it in a variable called h. Parameters. Here, this is what my parameters look like. Feel free to copy this. Next, we have our policy. And again, this is what the policy looks like. So feel free to copy this as well. Next is the signature. We have to create a signature. You get your app secret. So copy your app secret and paste it here. SHA hash, right? And we're putting our policy in hex, although I think hex is default, but I'm just putting it here. And yeah, don't forget your app secret. We need to add our API key. So copy your API key from here. Once that's all in, we have to create a custom API call where I've set mine up like so. And by the way, there's this like misconception. I think I had that misconception as well, that when you're creating a connection, you have to like put your API key and then you have to go, I have security. None of that. I have security, and just add your API key and app secret, and that's it. This is how this connection is set up. Select the base URL. My base URL is this one. Then file, map H, key, map your key, policy, map your policy, and signature, map your signature. File handle, map H, method is delete, and the pièce de résistance is this: skip storage, true. What does that mean? That means that basically we are telling Filestack to delete the file from only Filestack. If you don't put this in, Filestack is going to delete the file from Filestack and from Amazon S3. So we don't want to do that. We just want to delete it from Filestack, but keep the file stored in S3. That's really the whole system. I've also added like an error handler. I added it during testing because, you know, files were deleted and all of that. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this quick little, I don't know, but tutorial on how to get Filestack to play ball with Airtable and no loco. Let me know down in the comments below if you need me to do more stuff on Filestack. It's a really beautiful platform that does a ton of things. It's not for the beginners, I would say. Signing off. That's it for me. Cheers.